everyone. We are gonna do a brief update on Travis. Right now, he's kind of gone dark for the moment, but he's had a couple clips leak out where he's talking about, he's still talking about his girlfriend and how that situation is going. So officially, he hasn't said anything about them getting married or if wedding has been off though. But it's kind of interesting to see the feedback and the type of conversations that we were, or sorry, comments we were getting, which is kind of in line with what we had discussed in the video.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think this would take off the way it did. Like I said, when we talk about stuff like this, we're not doing it, to bash him or his lady. We're more so looking at the lessons and the experiences that we take from it and kind of get that game to the younger men so that they don't make the same mistakes. And because we all took L's at one point in life, and
Right.
if you're a good person, you'll pass that on to the next generation so they don't take the same L's you did, so they can be better. But definitely a lot of comments on this Travis conversation.
Yeah, I think looking at some of the comments and then reading them, and we haven't had a chance to respond because there's actually quite a few on this one particular video. But what I can definitely tell is that people want Travis to win in a sense that they don't want to see Travis have to settle, or some folks may think he is he has set himself up for failure, and there's some truth there. I think Travis, for the most part, is he's got to start talking to the people in his circles. Hopefully, Sanders will be able to talk some sense to him, or at least guide him. And then also, I saw he just signed with Lil Wayne's sports agency. So take that for what it is. I mean, that could be a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, he's signed with Young Money. I was trying to see who else they have on their roster, but it seems like they're in conversations with some pretty good names right now. And again, speaking on his personal situation, the best thing he could have did was got rid of his social media, man. Just fall
Yeah.
back, focus on your purpose, man. Like, people gonna say what they gonna say. You got to deal with your decisions, not us. But I'm glad you. I think it was really starting to affect him. It's probably affecting her too. But yeah, man,
Yeah.
fall back and just stack up, get your bread, get ready for the NFL.
Yeah, this guy definitely agreed with us on if you're on the other side, you're gonna talk that shit. And then I didn't know this, that Travis or Dion had told Travis to get a prenup months ago. And if this is true, and he laughed it
I
off,
think he
man.
told all his players that.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Well, they all should definitely do it
He
anyway.
told all his players that, and I know for a fact he did. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's
there
good.
was a misconception about prenups is that prenups are not just for people that have money. You have to think about your future potential too. You probably have a 401k, and I mean, prenups protect all kinds of things like that. Maybe you got some property coming in the line from your mother or your grandmother or something. All these types of things have to be considered with prenups. Don't let people tell you that prenups are just for rich people. They're not. Prenups protect everybody, especially
Yeah.
a well executed prenup.
Yeah. And a popular content creator on here is the Lead Attorney. And I've been watching Lead for a while, and I've been in his YouTube masterclass. And anyone interested, you should definitely take a look at Lead's masterclass too. He does he stopped it for currently. He stopped it for now though, but he plans on starting it back up. But he has had a lot of conversations about prenups, and you just don't know who you're going to be in 10 years or 15 years. And the best time to get a prenup is when you don't have anything. And if that person, the woman that you're going to be with, doesn't have a problem with it, then great. If she does have a problem with it, that should definitely give you cause to pause, because why would she have an issue with it if you guys have nothing? And we are 2024 going to 2025. How many more examples do men need about protecting themselves, or protecting, like CGA has said, protect your meat? How many times do we have to see men just take constant L's and in bad situations? And for the women, these are your future sons, your nephews. They how society is treating men. You know how society is treating, especially in the legal system. So it's not just against women or something like that. It's just being smart about your assets. And I think anyone would want the person that they love or someone in their family to kind of do that stuff. And for Travis, he's kind of in a very, very unique situation when the world's on him. They put themselves out there, and people are reacting. And hopefully he can walk away from this and think that this is a gives him a chance to kind of reflect on what he's doing. But hopefully it doesn't go the way some people may think it may go.
Yeah, and just to expand on what you said earlier, MEAT stands for money, energy, attention, and time. So when Coach Greg Adams tells you to protect your meat, that is specifically what he's talking about. Men, you have to. If a woman is honest with you, she'll tell you that those are the things that she wants from you, and you kind of have to be logical about who you're choosing to be with. Because if she's honest enough to tell you that's what she wants, that's a solid foundation to build on, because she's at least being honest with you to a degree. So yeah, make sure you have those conversations and protect your meat at all times.
This one's kind of interesting. She said Travis Hunter's on the spectrum. I've kind of heard that a few times, and even though I hate when people say you're on the spectrum or something, it's it could be a conversation there, but when he's talking to everybody, and maybe he doesn't quite understand what's going on, there's gonna be a conversation there. But he's still a young guy, though. But I don't know. I've seen that before, like I said.
You got to be careful with the spectrum talk. I mean, I have experience with that, and what's happening lately, a lot of people are self-diagnosing themselves as being on the spectrum, and it's often for clout.
Yeah.
So you just got to be careful with statements like that, and also that's a medical claim. So you don't want to be out here making a medical diagnosis on folks without something to substantiate it. If he is on the spectrum, are more likely to trust people that they shouldn't trust. If he's not, then we need to stay away from this and don't just be out here wild with accusations. So I purposely avoided that comment. I did see it though.
Yeah. This one says Brittany Renner episode. We did not see Travis Hunter in the building. You need to go back and look at that episode. I guess I'm not understanding what he's saying. Like, well,
I tried to make sense of that too, but I do know back when they were all at Jackson State, Brittany Renner came in and gave them game on this is how we pick the marks and the tricks. Yeah. That's the only connotation I can make between those two, though. I don't know if they meant something else or not.
This one said, not a virgin, not a wife, we need tougher standards for marriage. So I agree with that, but here's the thing: these athletes are gonna do whatever they want to do, no matter what. How many times have we see athletes just say, "Hey, I would do whatever I want"? Like, you can't tell me ish. You can't tell me how to live my life. You can't tell me. You can't. I'm not saying this guy is dick policing, but a lot of guys, that's how they're gonna see it. And although he wants tougher standards, we are never going back to what the 90s used to be when it came to marriage.
So the only way that would ever become a thing is if all men agreed and unified on it, and that'll never happen because a lot of men don't care about body counts.
Yeah. Well, no, I know what you're doing there. It's not the problem about the body count. I think it's more to do with women are just going to do whatever they want to do. Like when men get in a disagreement, we try to talk. In most cases, we're going to try to talk it out. We're going to try to have like kind of a meeting of the minds conversation. I'm not seeing that on the other side, because I see a lot of women thinking that, hey, I am the prize, and I'm here, so every guy should be like throwing themselves at me. And we're talking about some women that may not be in the best body shape. Someone may have like a couple kids or something. They think they want the top tier men, and the only time they hear a rejection or that this is not in your wheelhouse, or this is not something you're capable of getting, it's when men saying it, and then those men get they get the simp army sicked on them. But also women are not being honest about that conversation either. Like, women are saying, yes, you go, queen, like you do deserve top tier men. And it's like, no, you don't. Like, for men, everybody's ready to knock men down. If a guy would say, hey, I deserve a top tier model, and you're some dude like in some crappy car, or you live in the basement, you're gonna get ratioed. Everyone's gonna talk ish about you.
Look, if we both agree, I think we both agree, and Kevin Samuel said this: men control access to marriage and relationships, and women control access to sex and intimacy.
Yeah.
So that's why I was specifically laser focused on the men when I made that comment. We set the standards. We're the ones that propose. We're the ones that make it happen. So raise your standards. Put some accountability on her and some expectations.
Yeah.
But the problem is like I said, if you really want tradition to come back, it'll never happen because all the men would have to get on one accord and want the same things. That's never going to happen. But that doesn't change the fact that men control access to marriage.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's 100% right. And I'm always on the belief that, women are going to need men more than before a man needs a woman's going to need a man before that. Or I'm messing that up, but there's a phrase behind that though. But the unfortunate thing is, some of the women that men are hoping, the men are hoping that the women will come around. And by the time they come around, it's going to be too late. They've either got multiple kids or they're kind of set in their ways in their 40s. And those are the women you're waiting to come around to kind of get it, have that epiphany, like, oh, I get it now. Like, this is 100% what it is. And I just don't think that's what's going to happen, unfortunately. I definitely recommend everybody, or for the men, is to check out Coach Greg Adams, just to kind of get the other side of those other conversations out there that most people are not having on the YouTube spaces. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, definitely CGA is a good place to start. And I think the misconception with CGA is he's anti-marriage. I don't think he's anti-marriage. He just wants to make sure that it's mutually beneficial to all parties involved. And we really got to get back to that. We're going to come back to that later because there's another conversation that's to be had on something that went viral today, though.
Yeah, I think. Let's see. Travis agents. Is she brokers Adidas deal? No one has info. Who's a sports agent? Well,
that's basically a fancy way of saying you wasn't with me when I was shooting in the gym.
Oh yeah. That makes sense. I was trying to break this down. Like, well, we know the sports agent now. Like, nah, I'm glad you said that. Yeah. See, and this one with the video getting her passed around though, that one still hasn't been confirmed yet. Like, I know people were talking about OF and some other things, but that hasn't been confirmed yet. So
yeah, that's why I stayed away from that too.
Okay. Wow, we really got a lot of comments on here.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay, so love can be blind. Right, snitching at its best. I'm not sure what he meant by that.
Yeah, I don't know. That might have been a shot at us, honestly. So I don't know.
Dry snitcher. We ain't dry snitcher. We just reacting to the videos, and this isn't more a conversation for Travis. It's just for the men out there looking at it, and also just look, his chick. I mean, she's good looking. I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna talk ish about her, but his chick is good looking, and Travis has to understand is that's creating more problems for him. And I said this last week. I promise you, NFL teams are going to be asking this in the when he goes to the draft. So good luck, Travis.
Oh yeah, it's definitely coming up.
Yeah, it reminds me. I don't know who this player was. I think it was a Cowboy actually, where the who was it? The somebody asked if their mom had been a what is it? Oh God, if your mom was a prostitute or something, like.
That wasn't that Dez Bryant.
Yeah, Dez Bryant. Yep. So I don't know what they were asking that, but that's kind of messed up. But apparently they're allowed to ask anything. So, anyways, all right. So we are done with that though. So we'll stay on. We'll keep reviewing it as much as we can though. But keep leaving us comments, and we'll react to them as much as we can.